Viewers like you make this program possible. Support your local PBS station.
That's as perfect a bite of meat as I've ever had in my whole life. Look at this face.
It's Italy. Spectacular, delicious Italy.
It's so beautiful, I could watch it all day.
From Florence with its amazing gelato and very passionate chefs. Into the countryside in search of new flavors with my friend and favorite chef, Nancy Silverton.
It's a little emasculating.
Work on it.
Celebrating food, love, family, and art the Italian way.
Together, we make the dough.
Next on
Io voglio quello che mangia Phil.
There were things I never tasted growing up, like food with any flavor. In our house, meat was a punishment. When I went into the real world, I was like a man coming out of the desert. Then I started writing comedy and traveling to other lands to eat. The world can be a beautiful, delicious, and friendly place when we travel and eat great food together. I'm Phil Rosenthal, and I'm here to see and eat most of it and to say to you, come on, you can have what I'm having.
In 1983, I was in my 20s. My buddy and I were in an overnight train from Paris to Florence. And in one little compartment, there were 4 of us, my roommate and I, and then this couple from Florence. Their names were Dania and Dario. We stayed up all night drinking, and they were telling me all about their lives. They took my journal, and they drew pictures of things I had to see. They even wrote down what I should eat. And we bonded over food and laughs. So of course, when I got to Florence, I called them the next day. And she says, come to the bakery. So I come to the bakery, and I meet the whole family. And the father, he's such an American fan. He looks at me and he goes, America, John Wayne.
He even let me bake some bread. This is why you travel.
And the next year, I had a girlfriend. Oh, Monica, take her.
We're friends for years. They got married, they had a little girl, Ginevra. They come to New York.
Little Ginevra takes her first steps, I think, in our apartment. We were friends for such a long time, and then life happens, and you lose touch, unfortunately. I haven't seen him in like 25 years.
They must have moved away. So I haven't been able to reconnect with them. But it's easy to reconnect with Florence. And I'll always be grateful to Dania and Dario for introducing me to this beautiful place. Italy, and especially Florence, might be my favorite place on earth. It's the beauty of the land, the architecture, the people, the food. You can't describe what it feels like to be walking down the street in a place and to come upon something like this. Knowing I'm on the spot where Europe was first dragged out of the Dark Ages and into the Renaissance. Founded by the Romans in 80 BC, Florence grew to be one of the most important cities in the world by the 14th century. As a leading capital of finance and culture, spawning a who's who of humanity's greatest brains. Michelangelo, Da Vinci, Dante, Galileo, even that bastard Machiavelli. This is Brunelleschi's magnificent dome atop the Duomo. And this is Giotto's Campanile. Dania told me that people used to jump off this thing. She said, you are dead when you arrive on the ground. Oh yeah, one more art form was born during the Renaissance. Yes, Florence is also the birthplace of gelato.
Okay, so if you're going to Florence, I want you to go to Vivoli on the first day. Because if you don't go to Vivoli on the first day, you're going to be angry that you missed a day. Because you're going to go every day.
I don't need a map, I don't need a guidebook. I can basically just follow the path I've already worn into the cobblestones to Vivoli, my favorite gelato shop.
The first time I came was 30 years ago, and it changed my life.
Hello.
Hello. You are the first?
Ciao. I like to be the first.
Okay, come
For
in,
this
please.
place, I'm happy to be the first. I'm Phil.
Patrizia?
Patrizia.
Vivoli was founded in 1929 by Patrizia's grandfather, Serafino Vivoli. Her sister Silvana is the master gelato maker. And I can say with only a little exaggeration that meeting Silvana Vivoli is a little like meeting Michelangelo.
Ciao. Nice to
Ciao.
meet you. She makes ice cream, I sell ice cream.
It's a good arrangement.
See?
Yes, going to make a crema. It's a top seller. Number
Top
one,
seller?
always.
I thought it was just a store like any other. You get it from somewhere else and you sell it.
No, we make it fresh every day. So if you want to make the best gelato, you have to do something like this.
When I go around to the other gelato stores,
Yes.
I see the big fancy piles of ice cream. Looks fake to me.
It's not gelato. It's artificial flavors, additives.
Right.
Forget about it, yes.
Forget about it. I forgot already. I'm here now. I don't care about anything else.
Silvana is such a wonderful person. I mean, look at that open spirit. Look at her smile. All she does, her whole life, is giving pleasure to people in the nice way. In a G-rated way, I mean.
We are lucky that, of course, we are third generation, so it's nice to see third generation of clients.
Were you the first gelato store in Florence?
Yes. Even if...
That's an amazing thing to me.
Yeah, we can say we are the best. You know,
I can.
but-
I'll say it.
Yeah,
They are the
thank
best.
you. Some ingredients are always the same from our grandfather.
Their number one flavor is crema. There's no cream in crema. Milk, eggs, sugar. But it's the right milk, the right eggs, the right sugar, the right machine, the right weather, the right lady doing it.
Okay? It turns so slowly. It's to take care about the
Gentle.
milk. Gentle.
I see it gets thicker
Yes,
as
yes.
it goes.
Churned more slowly than ice cream, gelato has less air in it, which adds to its famous creaminess.
It's so beautiful. I could watch it all day. It's like artwork. Okay, here we go. Oh, yes.
Ready to eat. Bye.
I've never been more excited.
Okay, now can be a little. Oh. Thank you.
A little overcome. It's one of the best things I've ever tasted in my life.
Oh, too kind.
When something is so beautiful and so simple, isn't that everything?
Oh, look at this. But I do need to taste everything.
Start with the chocolate.
This is my favorite, chocolate chip.
First of all, it's the best chocolate flavor I've ever had in anything.
Oh, thank you.
And then the generosity of the chips. It just, nobody does that.
Okay.
There's things I haven't. Come in, come in. I would never get in front of a child.
I want that. Yeah, that one.
See, we're friends already.
It may be peach?
Yes.
Peach.
White peach.
Oh my God. I don't want to curse in front of the children, but
You have to try also this one.
This is riso,
I try everything.
like cold, delicious rice pudding.
If you like chocolate, you have to try the chocolate chip. They're the only ones that do it. It's the best I've ever had.
This is my PR.
It's the best in the world.
I'm not a religious person, but Silvana is one of God's gifts to us.
What I want. Chocolate chip and banana. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I had the best time with you.
Grazie.
Order the big one.
It's the best gelato you've ever had. This is just a fact.
Florence's beauty and history draw over 10 million tourists a year. But with all there is to see and do,
Nice pig.
I don't think anything beats just walking down the street.
Some of the most famous statues in history are here. This is like my home movies. This was my wedding night. Yes. This is a kind of mother-in-law fantasy. This was taken from a photo of me just stepping out of the shower.
One of the greatest chefs in all of Italy is Fabio Picci.
He's quite a legendary figure in Florence.
Smell here.
He's a wonderful, open-hearted, yet gruff fellow, and I meet him for an espresso.
In the heart of his restaurant empire at Cibreo Cafe, which sits between his flagship restaurant, Cibreo, and his unconventional dinner theater, El Teatro del Sale.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's hard to overstate the effect Fabio has had on the dining habits of Florentines with his insistence on freshness and flavor.
Mas this is good, huh? Pasta, huh?
His legend is almost as big as his personality
Cibreo, eh?
and his tendency toward the dramatic in both food and life.
You're a huge influence on the city, I think, and the cooking of the city.
Small influence.
No, big influence. Big influence.
I influence the market. I want no chimica,
Yes.
no chimica.
Because you demanded it.
It's true.
This is huge. This is not just here in the city, this is everywhere.
Yes. The flavor is better, huh? Everything is better.
This is the original Cibreo. I ate here 30 years ago.
Oh, you are baby.
Yeah, Bambino. I think 11 or 12 years
The
ago,
theater?
I went to your dinner theater. That was fantastic.
It's crazy place, huh?
Honestly, I thought you were crazy
Yeah, sure.
because there's a window on the kitchen and you open the doors and you scream at the people. I remember somebody asks you, can I have two? Get out! Get out! That was fantastic.
It's true.
You're a great actor. Did you study theater in school?
No, I love food. I love food. Io amo mangiare.
Yeah.
Amo mangiare e amo guardare le persone che mangiano. I love see the people when they eat. I don't know why.
You're giving joy to the people.
Yeah.
I understand. You look a little like Santa Claus.
Christmas comes early as Fabio shows me what's on tonight's menu at the dinner theater.
It's a wonderful white fish. Ombrina.
Wow, look at the mouth on that guy. Sharp teeth.
And this is a manzancolo. This is very expensive but good. Oh,
Beautiful.
This is a sardine.
I love my favorite. I
This
love
is for
sardines.
tonight in
For
theater.
tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
But dinner is a long way away, so Fabio takes me to his friend's stand for a sandwich.
Siamo dell'ASL.
One I'll admit is a little outside of my comfort zone.
Go.
Me?
Go. You.
It's time for my first lambredato sandwich. That's Italian for cow's stomach. Listen, if anybody can get me to put this in my stomach, it's Fabio.
This is trippa,
Another part of the stomach.
The fourth stomach.
the fourth stomach. You wouldn't eat the first three stomachs. They're disgusting. The fourth stomach, that's a delicacy.
These stands are all over Italy, very popular. A cheap kind of meat, kind of like our hot dogs.
You're an artist. You're an artist.
But
I love how you give every... Yeah? Grazie. I'm somewhat hesitant. I'm a little squeamish. Here I go. But I took a bite of this thing, and I have to tell you, tastes like good meat with a good sauce on good bread.
It's hot, huh?
You never know. Sometimes it's best just to close your eyes and jump in.
Grazie. Mille grazie.
No problem. Yeah, sure.
Next on our tour, Fabio takes me to meet the most important person in every Italian man's life.
My mother.
Oh, Mama.
Philip. Eliana.
Piacere, Eliana.
Piacere.
Anch'io.
to meet you. And you have an idea of, if he's an older gentleman already, how old is his mom going to be? Already I'm thinking this is going to be a sad little scene of a lady who can barely move, and she's sprier than I am. She has a beautiful apartment, and then she takes me up this little circular staircase to the roof, where she has the most spectacular roof garden you ever saw, not just because of what's growing there, but because it has a 360-degree view of Florence. Wow. It was so gorgeous. The Duomo.
San Lorenzo, Piazzale Michelangelo, Santa Croce.
Spectacular. This is the life.
Sì.
I love it. I love it. When can I move in with Mama?
Ileana's rooftop vegetables are quite a sight too, but they're not just for show. Mama grows them for her son to use in his restaurants.
Nice.
Taste this.
This is basil?
Taste.
Yeah.
Peperoncino.
Beautiful purple peppers. Pepperoncini.
Questa è nipitella.
And this is for
Funghi.
the belly with.
I don't know what this is, but it goes with mushrooms.
Qui si seccano subito.
So you grow the peppers, you dry them, your mother grinds,
Yes.
and then you have red pepper flakes for all your dishes that you
Yes.
want in the restaurant. Really?
Really? Fast. You prefer small basilico also?
It's sweet. You know what I mean, sweet?
I am the chef.
You are the chef. I would do whatever you say.
Every time I'm the chef.
That was a good idea. Very good chef. That's delicious. Why can't I do this? In Los Angeles, that doesn't taste like this.
È animale.
It's a cow. Cow caca.
In here.
Yeah.
Thank you. The best cow caca I ever had. That's a juicy, juicy tomato.
Per la bambina.
Strawberry, fragola. See, fragola?
Sì.
This is for your granddaughter and her great-granddaughter.
For Sofia.
For Sophia.
Absolute.
I would never take from
Solo per
Sophia.
Sofia.
How old is
Lei
Sophia?
3.
3. She should have all the strawberries.
This vibrant, beautiful grandma is also a great-grandma to 7 great-grandchildren.
Wow. She looks too young to have so many great-grandchildren.
Quanto?
84.
84.
That's young.
Una bambina.
Yeah. She was so smart and sharp and funny and sweet. This is why you have to love Italy, for people like this.
I never felt so at home with people I only just met. They let me into their home, their garden, their lives.
My grandmother, my uncle, my father.
So you have 5 generations here.
Yeah.
That's you?
Yes.
In the tub? You're saying, please, I'm not crazy about the water.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. Who's this?
My mother.
Wow.
Eccola, Sofia.
So it's you and Sophia?
Yes.
Your granddaughter.
2 mesi, 2 months.
The one who likes the strawberries. Beautiful photo. Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Grazie mille.
Prego, prego.
After spending the whole day with my friend, this great chef of Florence, and getting to experience his love of life, it's time to see the master at work. My stomach is very excited.
Fabio's married to Maria Cassi, who's a famous Italian actress and comedian. And he has this theater, Teatro Cibreo. This is the world's best dinner theater. You're in a big dining hall, and behind this glass is the most beautiful kitchen you've ever seen. It's like the greatest hits of fire are going on behind this glass.
And best of all, my wife Monica has just arrived in Italy and is joining me tonight.
Don't make trouble.
Ah, I remember you. Hi,
How are
nice
you?
to see you,
Nice
Monica.
to see you. And they are cooking a multi-course meal. And the way it's presented to you is you're sitting at your table and the window opens and Fabio or his son yell out, "C'è le polpettine! Meatballs are ready! Venga a prenderle qui alla finestra! Come and get it!" And people come up to the window where they set stuff out on the table right outside the window, and it's a free-for-all.
Con un sugo di cozze! 4 minuti!
This is like an Italian traffic circle. Everybody just gets in where they can, and there's no rhyme or reason, and you might get killed.
Ripeto! Salve! Griglia del
Nancy. Oh, sardines. These are my favorite fish in the world. Look at them smoking from the fire.
Oh, my Lord.
Hey, this was a lot like my house growing up. Lots of yelling. I had no idea what they were yelling about, but the food was terrible. Don't you think this would be the most fun first date? Right?
Yeah. Then you know if it's going to work or not, right?
Well, if the
You want a person who's going to
if the girl
really
sits there,
love it.
if the girl sits there with a puss on. I don't like them yelling.
Then you know, not the girl.
Here's why it's the best dinner theater. Because it's the best dinner. It's a phenomenal dinner. You could go just for dinner if you wanted, but I wouldn't, because the show is great too then.
And tonight's show is Fabio's wife, Maria Cassi. She's a master of Italian comedy.
It was great.
It was
Thank you,
beautiful.
Thank you, my
so
friend.
much.
And the best part is meeting you.
Yeah,
Thank
you made a great family here. Thank you. Oh, we loved it. Mwah.
She goes with you now.
This morning I have to leave Florence, but I'm driving into Umbria for something very special. Now, after a couple of hours, we need a little rest stop. In Italy, this is a rest stop.
I'm not leaving. They're saying that they got the shot and they want to go. They can go. Write to me, tell me where you guys ended up, and I'll try to meet you later.
And then we stopped at Perugia. The view is spectacular. You can see 360 degrees all around you of the Italian countryside.
It's almost like they weren't painting, they were just taking dictation.
One of the remarkable things about Italy, at certain times of the year, it'll rain for 5 minutes and then stop and then clear. It's an ever-shifting palette of colors against the most magnificent landscape on earth.
A little further down the road, and we meet up with the very special person I came to see.
One of my great friends from Los Angeles, Nancy Silverton. She's one of my favorite people, besides being maybe my favorite chef. Everything she touches is delicious. They call her the Queen of Delicious. She just happened to win the James Beard Award for Best Chef in America. She has a house in Umbria that she goes to in the summer, right when we were going to film in Florence. How could we not go visit Nancy?
This is the place you love.
This is my surprise place that I love.
The first place I'm meeting Nancy and her assistant Carolina is a place called Faliero.
Correct me if I'm wrong, it's a truck stop.
It's a truck stop.
Andiamo.
There's a baker there named Luca, and he makes something called torta al testo.
Think half bread, half pizza crust, and a lot of mussels. Better him than me.
Look at his back is in it, his legs are in it, his feet are in it. It's the testo workout.
He wrestles giant balls of dough. He's pounding the hell out of it, and he's mounding it, he's shaping it, he's cutting it, and he does this for many hours a day.
Hey, Daddy? Yeah! Here I go. Yeah, really? Me and you. me and you like I always dreamed there would be. Together, we make a dough. Okay.
I need a nap, but Nancy wants a shot at that dough.
Oh, good. Now we see. Now we see.
I mean, try rolling this out. Like that, and then work up like that.
I wish I had some meat here, or muscle of any kind. You know, this is for typing. No, troppo grande.
It's too big.
Too big? Oh, I thought you wanted a tablecloth. I apologize. You don't hurt me. And it's the perfect size for the stone. He chops the wood himself. He schleps it down the mountain. He makes the stone himself. If he can write a sitcom, I have to kill myself.
A few more deft strokes, and Hercules here makes us a salsiccia and spinaci torta.
Oh my God! Delicious, huh? Perfect.
0.2 pounds to a kilogram.
That's really fantastic.
That's the thing about Italy. You could pull off the side of the road and get a porchetta sandwich at a gas station that changes your life.
Our belly's a little bigger now. We continue on when there it is, looming on the horizon like Xanadu. The reason Nancy has a summer home here. The reason anybody would want a home here.
The little town of Panicale is something that the moment you walk through the arch, you get it. There's a little fountain. It's built on a hill in front of the church. There's a winding street up the thing. That's the whole town. Everyone knows everybody because there's not too many people there to know.
It's almost like the Mayberry of Italy, but instead of moonshine, you get a little cappuccino.
So this is every morning you're out here?
Every morning, every evening, sometimes till 2 in the morning in the piazza. And I always think about the people that live in the piazza. We get
down there.
Exactly.
If Nancy and her friends keep the town up at all hours, the cafe owner certainly doesn't mind.
Cherry.
Nice to meet
I'm
you.
Phil.
Okay, ciao.
Me and Nico, Filippo.
Hi, Filippo.
Aldo,
Filippo, I like
the
it.
mayor.
You
of
like the
Madison.
panicale?
I love this.
It's a nice
I
cappuccino?
love this. I love this.
Okay, sit
Now I
happy.
love this.
Aldo is the mayor of Panicale.
Oh, grazie.
Anytime there's a problem, you need something, you call Aldo.
Okay.
My wife bothers me, Aldo.
Okay, va bene.
Can you take care of this?
Thank you, Nancy.
Grazie,
Okay, see you
Aldo.
later.
Okay, see you later. We're in this small town, but it's a small town full of politics. So we're sitting in this cafe, and in back of you is, turn around, another cafe. The 2 cafes in town. When they opened, because this has been here a lot longer, they started serving food. So Aldo started serving food, and they had a little bit more food, and Aldo increased his menu, and he started serving like frozen lasagna and frozen gnocchi, and along with sandwiches and things like that. And then this year, I'm sitting here talking to you, I look over, check out the sign. We don't
use frozen dish, only homemade.
That's like.
Yeah, exactly. They don't speak.
And if he saw you go in there,
I would.
it's over for you.
Oh,
You
absolutely.
wouldn't be welcome.
No.
I love that you can't go there. In this town of 2 choices, I can't go to one. This is the whole town. I can't go over there.
No.
So now you've cut the town in half. This is already a postage stamp. You're now on half the postage.
But maybe you would ask me, is it okay to go across that way? Turn around to the other little restaurant. See over there across? Is it okay if I go there? Sure, because Aldo's son owns it.
So that's okay.
I can go there.
I'll bet every town everywhere has that, right?
Absolutely.
So they make the pizza. Frozen pizza.
Of course. You think they have a pizza oven in there? Look at the size of that place.
You really can't get more picturesque than this little town. Narrow, winding streets, little nooks topped by stone buildings.
Beautiful, huh?
Everything looks, smells, tastes better here. The problem with the world, I think, is that it's not Italy.
Panicale has been an Umbrian beauty since medieval times. They call it a hill town because that's where it was built, originally for defensive purposes like most places. Nancy shows me the benefit now that they don't have marauding Huns to worry about.
Look what I got you.
Oh my God. Not too shabby.
While Nancy does a little more shopping, I slip in to see one of Panicale's bona fide attractions, a Renaissance-era fresco housed in one of its chapels.
Alessio.
Tour guide Alessi gives me the lowdown.
Come in. I'm so happy to show you the fresco, the painting by Il Perugino, the martyrdom of Saint Sebastian from 1505.
Wow, it's very vibrant for 1505.
The man in the center, Sebastian, he was a very famous soldier during the Roman Empire. So when he changed religion from Roman pagan to new Christian religion, the emperor killed Sebastian in a real spectacular way. Usually there are 20, 30, 40 arrows, a lot of blood, suffering, pain.
But the artist has spared us the gore and is going for the lighter side of martyrdom.
I don't mean to be disrespectful in any way, but Sebastian is making the same face that I have if I'm at the dry cleaner and he tells me it will be a minute and it's taking a half an hour. Why is he so cool about it?
Maybe because he survived.
I think you do. If you're shot there, you survive, yes. It hurts, though. Hurts more than what he's showing.
Yes.
If you're on the receiving end of an arrow in your behind and you're still rolling your eyes like a teenager, aren't you going to make the guys with the arrows mad and aim for your face? This morning, I'm getting out early to see the sights.
I think when you look at me, you say, Phil, you're a daredevil. You're a man of action. I'm on the road. I'm born to be wild. I'm riding through the Umbrian countryside and the wind whipping by me in my helmeted head.
Now that I'm a genuine badass, all I need with me is a hot biker chick. Nancy takes me to lunch at the great Il Masolino, run by the Belfico family since 1959.
My favorite little restaurant in Panicale.
Oh my
It's
God.
like home. Buongiorno.
Wow. Buongiorno.
Chefs and sisters-in-law, Stefania and Sonia, invite us into the kitchen to make umbricelli, a thicker hand-rolled spaghetti specific to Umbria.
Andrea's mama.
All under the watchful eye of Stefania's mama.
Schmucko is going to go back there and try his hand at making this beautiful, delicate thing.
I hope Mama doesn't smack me.
I know what that is, the well. This is something I could handle.
Right, it's
Not
like a doable
yesterday.
size,
Yeah.
right? Basically, all pasta making is the same. If you're doing it by hand, starting with that well, some have yolk, some have no eggs,
Right.
water, and that's it.
Right.
But when I came to Umbria, this is one of the shapes that I fell in love with. Now, all of the pasta, except for one on the menu, is made by hand here. Every morning, every day.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I always heard that you don't put tomato sauce with the handmade because it's too fine to stand up to that sauce. Is this completely wrong?
You're wrong. And
I'm
you will
happy
see
to
today
be
at
wrong.
lunch.
Okay.
When you eat pasta in Italy, the pasta is not sauced liberally, meaning that it's used to just kind of stain the noodle. So if it's staining the noodle, it's not swimming in it, and therefore it's not too delicate. Benissimo.
Oh, I love that. That's beautiful how that feels.
I know.
I wasn't expecting something so soft. I'm gonna do it.
Press harder.
I can't get traction.
You are not gonna get iron.
I can't get a.
Let's see if I can do anything.
I think if my hands were sweaty. You need some kind of traction.
All right, go.
Ah, now you start.
Look at how long she got it really long.
This is a little emasculating that I can't get mine
You know what?
as big.
But work on it.
It's awful. But wait, there's not all even even.
No. But see, that's what's beautiful about hand-rolled pasta
Yes,
is
the imperfection.
Yeah, the imperfection.
Well, if that's what's beautiful, then I'm gorgeous.
Yeah.
Wow.
Turns out there's a slightly easier way to make pasta too. Look how Sonia makes this tagliatelle.
Look at her. She's fantastic. Tagliatelle is made by an artist like this. Look at this. I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, let's have lunch.
Massolinos is a place where Nancy actually gets inspired for her own dishes, and I can see why. The food is delicious. This is awesome. And they toast the bread perfect, too.
Writing a new book.
Uh-huh.
And one of the recipes, it's going to be this chickpea puree inspired by the restaurant. And once you read the recipe and you see the quantity of olive oil in it, you may not order it when you come back again.
So it's an olive oil puree.
But seasoned with a little bit of chickpeas.
Oh. Being a chef, you know all the trade secrets. You know how much butter is going into stuff.
Yeah.
Don't look under the hood.
Right.
The tagliatelle we saw in the kitchen arrives at the table.
Oh.
Topped with one of nature's greatest luxury items.
Oh.
Black truffles.
Fantastic.
Right?
Just for the truffles alone, I could move here and be happy the rest of my life.
They find it in their backyard here. We pay for the airfare.
Hard to believe just one of these ugly, lumpy black things could set you back $150 in the States, which is still less than some haircuts.
When you walked into that town square the first time, do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Love at first sight.
Yeah. It's the perfect Italian village, and you never have to leave it.
By the way, did we just ruin it?
I know.
We just ruined it by saying it?
Let's not say
It's
where
not
we
that
are.
perfect.
Yeah. No, let's just call it a different name.
Yes. Welcome to Uchka.
Right.
Finally, our umbercelli arrives in a wild boar sauce with juniper berries.
Great, right?
Wow.
Delicious.
Great.
When you think of Umbria,
Yeah.
you think of, that wild boar, right? I'm looking for the noodle you made, and I think I found it. That one.
It's not all about looks, Nancy, as I've told my wife many times.
This is an unbelievably good meal that even my horrible cooking skills couldn't ruin.
Hello?
Oh, hi.
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 What's new there?
I love Italy so much. I haven't been everywhere yet, but I think Italy wins.
That's nice.
I wanted to see everything in the way an Italian would see it, so I got a Vespa.
How was the driving?
It was awesome. I drove it today, and then Nancy Silverton also got a Vespa and drove with me. It was fantastic. Would you ever get on a Vespa?
Yes, I would if somebody else is on with me.
Like your husband?
No. Anything else you have to tell us?
All the gelato I ate. Well, this one gelato was amazing, actually, because she mixed it right there for me in the old machine. And it was so beautiful, and it was so great. I gave her a kiss, and then she was so warm back, I got a little emotional.
What flavor was it that she was making?
You wouldn't believe it. It's called crema. It is milk and eggs, sugar, and that's all. But because of how they handle it and the right proportion and the temperature in this machine and the care that they put in it, it's just the most delicious thing you ever ate.
Those ingredients remind me of my mother's myrbetage. You don't remember my mother's myrbetage?
Why don't you tell us what's in that?
Exactly what's in that gelato. Except it's put in the oven. And it's made into a pie. You put apple, peaches, whatever.
Just milk and
Butter,
sugar and flour. So, in other words, completely different from what I just said.
It's a cake. It's not ice cream.
That's right. This is cake and this is ice cream. Yeah, totally different. Not exactly the same as her movie.
I didn't say it was exactly. I said...
Let's rewind. Can we rewind the thing?
because I believe she said that's exactly what was in my mother's Mübeteig.
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 No, Mübeteig.
Mübeteig. I'm glad it's on PBS because they expect to learn things like this. All right, very nice. I leave now. You two maniacs, goodbye. Thank you.
Have a nice trip back.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Our last night in Italy is at Nancy's house, where she's prepared a beautiful feast for all her friends.
It's just so special to be at a party thrown by one of the world's great hostesses in the first place. But that we're at Nancy's house in Umbria makes it maybe the best picnic ever.
And the special guest is going to be Dario Cecchini, the famous butcher.
My family, 8 generations.
A butcher?
The father and son.
Maybe the most famous butcher in the world. He was immortalized in the book Heat. That's what's Italy. To every place we've been that's special, the family, the family, the family, the family.
Down at the grill, Dario's worked on the coals for 3 hours, and we're good to go. I can't believe I get to have a grill lesson with the world's greatest butcher, the maestro of meat. Dario's American wife, Kim, translates.
So he brought the good stuff, it looks like.
We brought the good stuff.
These giant cuts of meat. We had the ribeye, we had the bistecca fiorentina, which is, you know, a gigantic T-bone of a steak with the New York strip on one side and the filet on the other.
The steak is going to start off on its foot, so it gets nice and warm.
Because it's so thick and has a bone in the middle, could stand it up like this.
I'm a little nervous cooking a steak by hand, but it's one of Dario's rules.
Bene, perfetto.
Why no metal touch the meat?
Se le mani hanno una forza, una grande energia.
Metal instead is cold.
È una cosa religiosa per noi, del dono che l'animale ci fa. Ci vuole un grande rispetto e responsabilità di uccidere un animale e usare bene la carne. Per cui ci vuole una
For me,
buona
that
vita.
means giving the animal a good life, as compassionate a death as possible, and the meat is all used in the best way possible.
He loves and respects the animal so much. He actually studied to be a veterinarian. It's just our luck that he decided to eat the patients.
Questo è il dilemma. Avere responsabilità di essere carnivori. Migliaia di anni ripetiamo questa cerimonia. E ora che siamo io e te a farlo, dobbiamo
So now that it's you and me doing it, we have to carry this responsibility for all of our ancestors before us.
So no pressure.
Su. Su. Bello, eh? È bello.
Bellissimo.
They're coming great, he says. You're doing a perfect job.
I love him, and I'll do anything he says. Well, that's beautiful.
Non siamo due chef, siamo due primitivi ora. Stiamo cucinando per
We're
la
cooking
tribù.
for our tribe.
Very nice. I agree.
È quasi pronta.
So stand at the beginning, stand at the end. Wow.
Wow,
Wow, wow.
vedi?
Oh my God.
È fantastico. Io spero.
I hope that you are feeling this experience.
Oh yeah.
Ma l'esperienza antica.
But I hope you can feel it way down in your gut.
Che la testa sia
That your head
isolata.
is not a part of this experience.
Yes, but what I feel most of all, is the spirit from you. You are special.
Bene.
You are special.
Perché abbiamo cucinato e non dobbiamo lasciare niente.
Okay. Oh boy, the gloves are off. I just want you to know that a lady made gelato for me in the store and I kissed her.
Cante fuori,
Wow.
non c'è niente.
This meat has nothing. It hasn't been dressed with anything.
Niente sale, niente olio.
First of all, that's crazy. It's raw on the inside, cold on the inside, really hot on the outside. That's as perfect a bite of meat as I've ever had in my whole life. Look at this face. He still gets it. How you eat it every day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and you still react to this. You are doing what you were meant to do. We should all feel that way about our jobs as you do. You're a life lesson.
Mi viene da piangere di gioia.
I see.
Avrebbe mangiato la carne?
Oh! Well, I think you gotta do as he does.
Ha un gusto diverso che tagliata col
When you
coltello.
take a bite like that, it's got a different flavor than when you eat it cut with a knife.
I want to watch sports now. Look at this guy.
Fate schifo, ma veramente schifo. I said you guys look disgusting.
That's okay.
He's got you beat.
Facciamo schifo, ma è così buona.
But we're happy.
Se non lo faccio, non sono contenta. Guarda.
That's fun, right? There is nothing on that steak.
You're a champion. Abbiamo fatto la celebrazione della carne, quindi siamo fratelli nella carne.
Okay.
Apparteniamo alla stessa tribù.
We are part of the same tribe.
Your tribe is a little better. Because you come to my house, I make you a tuna fish sandwich.
Can you dress these with salt and olive oil, please?
All right, everyone should dig in. I need this.
Yeah.
Oh, the bread. I need the bread. Feta unta.
These are Italian sweet peppers.
This is hand-squeezed tomato salad.
So great with the
I do it first for you.
There's bay leaf from my garden and sage. The bistecca, beautiful.
Wow.
These are onions that are roasted in the oven with a little balsamico.
Radicchio salad, really simple.
Con gustaio.
Everybody's here. Salt and olive oil, and that's it.
Cheers, Phil.
Nancy?
Thanks for coming to Panacoli.
What are you thanking me for? You are the queen. All hail the queen.
All hail the queen.
Buon appetito.
Buon appetito.
Phil, so Monica asked me, why does the radicchio taste better here? What you said to me today. Everything tastes
Everything's better. That's why, because everything's better.
You feel as if you could stay here the rest of your life. But it's time to go home. On the way back to the airport in Florence, Monica says she has a surprise for me, that we have one more stop to make. You see, she found an old letter with a return address and she made contact. She says we have to stop at an old bakery that's still there.
Oh my gosh, I feel a little feet.
We found them. Danya and Dario Landi. Time is a funny thing. It can sneak up on you, and before you realize it, there's a barrier between people who were once as close as family. Luckily, the other thing about time is that in a moment, many, many years can disappear.
How are you doing? You look good.
Ma te devi imparare a parlare italiano.
Danya and Dario look exactly the same to me. It's their toddler Ginevra who's changed a little.
So beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Like mama.
And their son Bernardo wasn't even a focaccia in the oven.
Do you speak English? No? Like your father. We all look the same. We all look exactly the same. We're all young and handsome and beautiful. Yes? When I first come here, your father, John Wayne. Yeah, because he liked me because I was American. And he sits me down and starts bringing me all the things you make in the bakery. And then all your friends from the neighborhood come and they say, I make pasta, I make chocolate, and I sit like the king and eat everything. And I was 23 years old. 23. So that was like your son. Okay, you ready? Who's this?
No.
It's the Twilight Zone.
Terrorista.
Bellissimo.
The best part for me is introducing them to two people who didn't even exist when we last met.
Is Ben and Lily. My two grown kids. Yeah? Lily? Tanya? Yeah, big, huh? He's bigger than me.
Yeah,
bigger than me. That's
Bellina, bellissima. Beautiful. Beautiful.
How about him? He's big and strong.
My son.
My son, I'm very proud.
È un angelo. Come si dice? Angelo.
This.
Capito? Il diavolo arriva come lei.
Very smart. Do you remember when your whole family came to visit us in New York and we all stayed in one room, in one apartment, all of us? Yes.
For the first time. In the room.
What year was that? Because I think that's the last time I see you. So that's 27 years. Too long. You tell your father, John Wayne says hello.
John Wayne is back.
John Wayne, come back. That's me. That's how, in America, they think of me the same way, yes.
Come si dice?
Well, now that we have reconnected, we stay connected. To have 25 years suddenly go away in a second, it's hard not to be moved.
Ben. Ben.
Dario, I try your pizza.
Gelato e pizza. E pizza e gelato.
So good, yeah.
Oh, good. That's the sauce is so delicious on there. The bread is nice and soft.
Okay. Come tomorrow morning.
I love it here.
5 o'clock.
You have to come back.
I love seeing you. It makes my heart very big. Dario. 1983.
Bravo,
1983.
Time falls away.
Richard, Karen, Brianna, come on.
Friends become family. And family is everything. Which brings me back to how our dinner at Nancy's finished up, when Dario started an impassioned recitation at the table of the great Florentine poet, Dante.
Noi leggiavamo: un giorno per diletto, di lancia all'otto, come amor lo strinse.
Don't worry about the actual words, they're not the point.
Un sospetto, per più fiate gli occhi ci sospinse.
The point is passion. For a place.
Il viso, ma solo un punto.
For people.
Quel che ci vinse. Quando
For art.
leggemmo il disiato riso,
Beauty.
baciato da cotanto amante.
Food.
Questi, che mai da me mi fia diviso, la bocca
Love.
mi baciò, tutto tremante. Galeotto fu il libro, e chi lo scrisse? Da quel giorno più noi le leggemmo avante, mentre che lo spirito questo disse, l'altro piagnea, sì che di pietade io venni me, così com'io morissi, e caddi, come corpo morto cade.
Bravo, bravo.
Salute, salute.
This is Italy.